All right, so it's 1:02. Karen Yi, do you feel ready to go?
I'm ready, Karen.
Yes, I do. It helps when I take myself off mute. Hello, everybody.
Okay,
So excited to be here.
great. So let's get started.
All right.
Hi, everybody. So my name is Priya Islam, and I am the senior evaluator here at WorkWell NYC. But today I'm here to introduce, but also participate in this really fabulous in the kitchen cooking demonstration. And we have a very exciting one today because we're celebrating Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So before we get into the content, just a little bit of information about Workwell. So, so for a Workwell NYC, for those you don't know, we are the City of New York's municipal workplace wellness program, and we offer resources to empower and engage employees to live the healthiest lives that they can. And so our programming ranges from a variety of different categories, and that includes our Move More program bucket, which focuses on physical activity. We have our Eat Well bucket, which focuses on healthy eating, Take Action for primary care and prevention, our Be Well category, which has programming around mental health and resilience, and our Project Build program area, which focuses on health equity. So, like I mentioned, we're here today to focus on the AAPI Heritage Month cooking demo. And May is the time that we have chosen to honor Asian American and Pacific Islander folks. So it's not only folks from the continent of Asia, but also the Pacific Islands of Melanesia, Micronesia, and Polynesia. So I might be biased because I am Bangladeshi myself, but I think foods from Asia and just from the various different and the wealth of different Asian cultures there are just offer just such rich, diverse, and complex flavors. And so I'm super excited to hear what we have to offer today for our cooking demo, which is going to be led by the wonderful Karen Joseph from Beautifully Fed and Yi Han.
Awesome. Thank you so
Great. And
much.
so before I hand it off to you, Karen, just to let folks know, there was a vote for the recipes, and we had a variety of different options ranging from like dan dan noodles from China. We have biryani from India, tom kha gai from Thailand, and pulao from Central Asia. And those are loose associations, by the way. We know that these dishes can span many different countries, many varieties of cultures, and folks have a lot of variations. But our winner for today and what we're going to focus on is dan dan noodles. And so we're really excited from the recipe from Beautifully Fed Food. And just as a reminder, this session is being recorded. So that's just a content note for everyone involved. And please feel free to share, your thoughts and opinions during this demo, either via chat or unmuting. And obviously, as a reminder, anyone who speaks besides folks from Workwell or from Beautifully Fed, your opinions are your own and don't necessarily reflect the values of Beautifully Fed or Workwell. But with that being said, we want to hear what folks are thinking of the recipes and just any thoughts that you have during the demos. So with that, we'll stop sharing, and Karen, you can take it away.
Fantastic. Hello, everybody. So excited to be with you today. Yihan, if you wouldn't mind spotlighting me for a moment. Spotlight me and you, actually.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. I think I can only spotlight one person.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah. I'll
All
ping, I'll ping you. Oh, hold on.
Anyway, hello, everybody. I know some of you have been with Beautifully Fed Food doing these demos online and in person since the pandemic. We're so excited that you keep coming back. We're so excited we get to meet new ones. I'm Karen Joseph. I'm from the Bronx. I feel the need to tell you that. Although I did spend many years in Brooklyn, about 20 years before I moved here to Florida to take care of Dad during the pandemic. And I moved in by accident. So that's another story. In any event, I'm here with you now, and I'm here with you now with my friend Yi Han. She is somebody that I met in a professional development program, and we didn't get to know each other very well, but I knew where she hailed from. And yet still, when you guys chose Dan Dan Noodles, I didn't think of her initially. It wasn't until I was talking to another friend, a mutual friend, about this dish and about wanting to have, the experience of somebody else to kind of walk me through, because it's a pretty complicated recipe. And he put me in touch with Yi. And so I called her, and she not only walked me through some things, or she did walk me through some things to the point where I was like, will you do this with me? Like, you'd be amazing to share your experience, to share what you know about it, and share some of your culture. And she said, yes. So Yi, I'll let you tell them where you're from, why you said yes, and what your interest is in food. And then we'll get started. And if you could
Wonderful.
spotlight yourself so they can see you.
Okay. So my name's E. Actually, I came to America for a long time, since 1989. But I definitely agree, food is the best way to share our cultures with other people. And the Dan Dan noodle is when Karen told me that's the one she's gonna cook, and I laughed for two reasons. One, you guys picked a very complicated Chinese noodle to make.
Yeah.
Two, it's a perfect noodle for summer, especially if you don't have an appetite. It's a noodle that has a lot of flexibility to it. So I looked through the recipe that she sent me. I would say this is a reformed recipe, but that's okay. We can use we can just catch the essence. I think food, like culture, as time moves by, can be adapted to different culture, different province, different weather. Originally, Dan Dan noodle is from Sichuan, and Sichuan is a province in China.
Yi, while you continue with that story, I do want you to tell it. I'm gonna start pulling out the ingredients. What do I want folks to know? I want to know who's cooking along first. Is anybody cooking with me today? Sometimes we get folks who are cooking. Please shout out or put in the chat if you are, because we want to spotlight you and see how you're doing. And also I want to assist you in the process. And also we want to make sure you come on camera if you can. I know a lot of you are in the office and cannot come on camera. If you can, put stuff into the chat if you can, or just shout out. This is a very interactive process for those of you who might be new to us in Beautifully Fed Food. Those of you who are not new, you know what to do. Just shout it out, come on camera, talk to us. And I think that's it. I'm going to start pulling out the things and you continue on. Oh, the other thing I want you to mention is talk about street food. The fact that this is a popular street food in China, right?
It is.
I want other folks to share what their
I'll give you guys while she's preparing, I'll give you guys the background about this noodle. It is a very popular noodle in Sichuan, and one thing about Sichuan, everybody when you hear Sichuan, probably the first thing pop in mind is spicy food. Right?
Yeah.
And the reason why it's spicy is because that's a province that's very humid, and you need to eat a lot of spice to take it out, to help your immune system, to help you get rid of poison in your body. So that's why that has very, very spicy over there. But when it comes to Americas, the weather, or if when it goes out of Sichuan, the weather is not humid as in Sichuan, so you don't have to be that spicy. Okay. The Dan Dan
You just taught me something also. The way to say Sichuan is, you say it, Sichuan?
Sichuan, yeah.
Sichuan. Sichuan. I've never pronounced it correctly in my life, and now I know. Sichuan. Thank you, my love. Continue.
Yeah, well, you guys really don't have to to be that to say how do I pronounce it correctly, because Chinese, when they came to America, it went through 3 different stages. So each different stage was a different dialect or different system. So they use different ways to the spelling. So it's okay. We just need to catch the essence. right? And today what we do with dandan noodle is the same thing. I'll point out the important part about it, and then I'll also tell you what you can be flexible about, what you can plus or minus. So that way you can you can be more confident, right? In cooking this. So the dandan noodle usually comes in two versions. The original version is the dry one, which is the one we are doing right now. Okay. And then the one sometimes you go to a restaurant, they will probably give you the one with the soup. That's okay. That's not the original version, but it's also a very popular version. Right? Okay. Now the one thing special about dandan noodle is it has a lot of different ingredients to it. Okay. So we're gonna talk while Karen is putting all the ingredients in front of the camera. I'm gonna talk about the noodle itself. Okay.
Wait, actually,
Noodle
you
itself.
know, before we get to the noodle itself, let me tell them what I've got set up here, and then I'll start to whisk it, and then you can go into the noodles. How's that? Does that work?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. So folks, I've got, so for anybody cooking along with us, did anybody pop into the chat to tell us they're cooking? And if not, I'll just
No.
walk through. So we've got, this is the sesame paste. Now I'm using Chinese sesame paste. It's very different than any other sesame paste that you might find in the store. What's the other popular version who makes sesame paste?
Tahini.
Say it again? Anybody?
Tahini.
Tahini, exactly. A tahini. It's not the same as tahini sauce. Do not buy tahini and make this. There is a substitution. In the book, it says you could mix natural peanut butter with a teaspoon of sesame oil to do that if you can't find traditional sesame paste from China. A lot of these specialty ingredients I bought on Amazon. I also want you to know that. So I've got the sesame
Okay.
paste. I've got the light soy sauce. I've got my, how do I say this vinegar? Jing?
Zhenjiang vinegar.
Right.
Yes. Remember the bottle, okay? And see the flower in the middle? Okay. Just remember that flower.
There, everybody always has that flower in the middle. That's how you know it's.
So that brand has that flower. That's the best brand.
This is the, oh, I bought the breast
Yeah.
band. Oh, hey.
Yep. And can you show them the sesame paste?
The sesame, oh, where's the bottle? Yeah.
That's the one that can be easily confused. You don't have to be by this brand, but you know it can. You know this is also called sesame sauce, but you can see it's very condensed.
Yeah.
This is the authentic one, and prior this is the key point. Prior to cooking, you have to mix the sesame sesame paste with some water, and you have to stir it until it's more whitish.
Yeah.
Karen, you may need to stir it a little bit more, the one you have.
Told me to
You
mix it with soy sauce. Is that okay?
You gotta stir it first before you do the soy sauce. Otherwise, we can't tell if it's ready or not.
Oh,
You
okay.
pour that into a bigger bowl and then add another portion of water. Okay.
Adjust my camera. so you
Just
see.
100% to 100%, like another equal amount of water.
Oh, equal amount? So I'll just fill this with water and then I'll mix it. See, y'all, this is why E is here. Thank you, Yi. Because the recipe sure did tell me just to put the sauce, the soy sauce directly in with the peanut, with the sesame
If
paste.
you're doing the peanut one, if you're gonna do the peanut sauce, make sure you don't buy the one that's sweet. You gotta make sure either no salt or slightly salted. Okay. Now the sesame, the sesame paste usually has no salt in it. Okay. So if you use the peanut one with salt, you gotta make sure that you put less soy sauce or less salt.
That tastes really good, actually. I just tasted a little bit. I like to, when I'm looking at new ingredients, I like to taste it directly, just so I can get a sense of what the flavor is doing, so I know how it's all coming together. Anyway, and some things when you taste by itself, well, doesn't
Okay,
always.
wonderful. Yeah, you're almost there. Just a little bit more.
Okay.
Now, also now you guys know then because this one has we use the sesame paste. A lot of Chinese noodle has sesame paste. The other one that has a lot sesame paste is the marjiang noodle. The difference between marjiang noodle and dandan noodle is marjiang noodle has no spice in it, and it has a lot more sesame paste in it.
Cool. All right. I think this is
Yeah.
ready. Right? What
Yeah,
do I-
this is almost ready. Yeah.
So now to this, I add the soy sauce.
Now you can add the soy sauce.
Okay, the soy sauce. This
Okay.
sauce.
Now, there's one other thing I need to tell you guys about the soy sauce. There's two types of soy sauce. The Cento, which is the light soy sauce, is the one that gives the flavor, but it's not that strong on the color of it. So it will make the noodle look less brownish. Okay, so if you want the noodle to look dark, then you have to add the other dark soy sauce. But for normally, if you don't care about the color, some people love the dark colors, right? If you don't care about the color, light soy sauce is perfect.
Beautiful. Ying, I also remember you telling me something about honey. Does honey typically go into the
You're
sauce?
too fast. That's really too fast. Okay, let me just. Okay, so she also put in garlic, chopped garlic, right? And you also put green onion. Sometimes we call it Chinese scallions. Okay,
green.
all of that in there. Okay.
Okay. Yep, that's in there. And now I've got the honey. And I remember, I think this is.
Now I have to say something about the honey. In the traditional Chinese dan dan noodle, we don't use the honey. But this is the honey is there to reduce the spice, all right? The spice taste. If you don't use the honey, or you don't have the honey, you don't want the honey, that's okay. And you can also use oyster sauce. Oyster sauce is similar to soy sauce, but much thicker and has a sweet taste to it and has a seafood taste to it. So it depends on your own taste. You can switch honey to oyster sauce, or you don't have to add honey at all.
And the honey is to temper the spiciness of something we haven't yet added, right? It's for this.
Yeah, that's the spice is you have not added.
So,
Okay. Now this is the key. This is very, very key. When you do Sichuan peppercorns, okay, Sichuan peppercorn is very spicy and it's very hard to control, right? It's very, very hard to control. So you got to cook that ahead of time. So you oil the oil on a medium fire and you put the peppercorn in it, all right? And until, can you show them the fresh peppercorn, the one before cook, what color it is? Karen did a great job.
Look at that. Oh, thank you. I had a great teacher.
Yeah.
I was.
You don't have to put it in, just show it on your hand so they can see the color.
I was sending her pictures of stuff while I was in the grocery store.
This is before cooking, right? So you put the oil on medium, and then you put the fresh peppercorns, the dried ones, into the oil, and you know, depend on your fire, like 2 minutes to 5 minutes until it turns into that brownish color. And the only thing you use is the oil itself, and then you can put this into a bottle or bowl or something. Then you only strain a little bit of it from the top, just the oil as a flavor. Right? And then you can save the rest for other dishes or your next cooking of the dan dan noodle. So this way you can easily control it. I think in the recipe it says make it into a powder. You're gonna have a very hard time to control it.
Cool.
Yi, we have a couple questions that are coming into the chat. I guess the one that's most time sensitive is Ava asked, is the Szechuan peppercorn oil, is that different from chili crisp?
It is different. It's different ingredients.
Okay. Additionally,
wait. Before moving on, what is chili crisp?
Chili crisp is the one you're doing a shortcut that you use the ones from the restaurant.
This?
The chili small cups you showed me before. Yes, you can use this one too.
The chili oil you get from a Chinese restaurant or something. Okay, cool.
Yeah, there's a common brand too called Lao Gan Ma. that like
Oh
that
yeah, that's people's favorite.
we've seen, yeah.
Malgama, but you gotta know, pay attention to Malgama. It has different ingredients. It's Bragama is a brand name, but then they have different ingredients. You gotta look the one. You can test different. Some of them has green has black beans in it. If it has black bean in it already, then you don't have to put additional black bean from the ingredients. And some of them has peanuts in it, so that will save you some time. You don't have to cook the peanuts anymore. So you gotta look at the ingredients of the Laogama. Laogama is very easy to use. I highly recommend it.
I think there's an additional question about the vinegar. Like if you don't have access to maybe like the black vinegar, is there a substitute that folks can use, like rice vinegar or something different? I know that the
Vinegar-
vinegar has a very specific taste. So are there kind of substitutions that folks could use?
You can definitely substitute with any other Asian vinegar, I think. But when the Junjiang vinegar is the strongest vinegar, so when you add it, I would cut. The recipe says 1/4 cup of vinegar. To me that's a little bit too much. So if I use Junjiang vinegar, I'll use less. If you're gonna use Japanese vinegar or white vinegar, you gotta probably test a little, like 1 teaspoon at a time until it gets to the flavor that you want.
Speaking of flavor that you want, this is the how am I saying it? Sichuan
Shinkan
peppercorn.
vinegar?
No, this is the
Is it the
Sichuan
vinegar?
peppercorns. The oil.
Peppercorn? The
Yeah,
oil, half,
peppercorn.
just half. Yes,
Half.
that's enough.
Because it's spicy, right? And so the honey is to temper that. Let's put that over here. And I'm gonna taste it, guys, so y'all can see if I need to add any more honey to it. Do you guys know the tasting spoon technique? Have I showed that to y'all? That's where you have the spoon that you are cooking with, right? And then you take another spoon that you want to taste with. And then you do something like this. You take that, and then away from where you're cooking, you pour. And then you use this spoon to taste from. And then this spoon can go into your apron pocket or whatever. And you could use it all day long while you're cooking versus having to use multiple spoons to taste so that you don't contaminate the dish, right? So FYI, when I learned that, I was a changer. All right, so put the pepper. Did you see me dance? Y'all should know I dance when I dance when it's good. There's a tanginess to the sauce. I don't quite taste the heat so much. And then we'll put another tablespoon.
I think you have not put the hot sauce in yet, right?
I thought that's what that was. Where is it? This is the hot oil, the chili oil. I'm just gonna add a little bit more.
Okay, and you can the other one, the pepper one, the red one. Did you add that in yet?
That's from this or this
No,
one.
not okay. The oil is from that.
I want
Right?
to add this too. What the hell?
See if you want to add a little bit more of the pepper.
Okay, I'll add that. I definitely want to add that. I love heat. So I'll add a little bit. Ta-da! Okay. All right. Now
which is the one that you usually, if you wanted to be safe, just buy Laogama. Okay. You want to show them the noodles?
Yeah, I'm gonna show them the noodles. I'm showing them the noodles while I'm toasting up the I have the peanut oil on the fire to saute our mushrooms. Tell them about the fact that how Dan and noodles is usually sold and where you would get it. Tell us about the street food culture and what that
usually it's sold in a cart, or sometimes in the old days they just put like a wooden like a stick on their shoulder, and they carry the ingredients in the front and the back. So pretty much most of the time the ingredients are pre-cooked or chopped. So it's very fast. Usually on the street, it's 5 minutes they can give you a dish. And a lot of times you would eat this in the morning or lunch, because the noodle is very easy to be digested, so it gives you the nutrients immediately, give you the energy immediately.
Nice.
Now, usually the traditional dandan noodle would have they would use pork
Pork.
belly. Yeah, they use the belly part of it with the fat. They mince that into small pieces, and they will cook that as well. Now, today we're doing a vegetarian portion, so we use the mushroom to substitute for the meat. And
Yeah.
that's another reason why we're not using the wine. The wine is only used when we're cooking meat. When you're cooking something that's hold on. The bottom part of the mushroom, you don't put it in. Is
Right,
it
right.
at the bottom? Yeah, the roots you don't put in, you only put the stems and the cap.
And these are Asian mushrooms. These are maitake. Am I saying that right? We also have
Yes.
shiitake mushrooms. I love those. So those are already in here, and some peanut oil. And I'm gonna add these. Two of them, let's just put up really.
Yeah, and you can put a little bit salt or soy sauce in it. When you cook Chinese food, a lot of times it's cooked in different portions, and each portion gets salted separately. Mushroom can absorb salt very easily, so don't put too much. Just put a little bit.
Do you ever put any herbs in with mushrooms when you're typically cooking mushrooms? 'Cause I love mushrooms with thyme, fresh thyme and mushrooms. Something magical happens. I don't know what goes on, but thyme and mushrooms have a thing. And so I usually cook with thyme, but do you ever use any particular herbs when cooking mushrooms? Yi?
I usually
Everybody?
only use garlic, or just
Oh, garlic.
because especially dandan noodle it's already complicated, so I'll keep the vegetable part as
Well, that's smart.
simple as possible. And you can also put, when you do meat, you can also put white pepper.
Say that part again, honey.
I say if they cook a meat version of it, you can put white pepper. When you cook the meat portion of it, make sure you do the wine, and you put some white pepper and salt and soy sauce into the meat.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Well, you see these guys? So I'm gonna-
Any question?
Yeah, any questions? I'm gonna let this saute, but you see how this is getting a little brown in some places?
Yeah,
You're gonna
perfect.
actually want the mushroom, you want it to caramelize brown, that's where the flavor is. But the best way to get that is to leave it alone, let it just stay there, do its thing. And then I'm going to get the noodles ready. And you wanted me to talk about the noodles now?
Yeah, just show people the noodle. I think the mushroom, you can turn off the fire. I think it's good enough.
So the recipe calls for dandan noodles. This is dandan recipe. I don't know how to hold this.
And then noodle is fine. Okay. Sometimes if you go to an Asian market, Chinese market, you probably have a lot more selections. If you're not in a Chinese community, you can go to Korean or Japanese.
And you may not find it. They might not have it. This one did not have it. I looked on Amazon. I looked at 2 different Korean markets. They didn't have, one Korean market didn't even know what dandan noodles was. Whatever. I called Yi. I showed Yi my pictures. And she was like, ramen will do, but these are straight ramen noodles, not the curly ramen that you might be used to.
Right. Now,
Right.
a lot of times people, when they say ramen, people get confused with the fast food type, the instant noodles. But that's a totally different. The one we're referring to ramen is they are white, straight, and it's not too thin and not too thick. So maybe later on when Karen, can you boil the water?
Yeah, the water for the noodles are boiling. I think I want to prepare the mushroom topping though, because there are a lot of ingredients that go into that, right? Versus the noodles, which only takes 4 minutes to cook, and I worry that and the water is already boiling, I worry if I do that
Okay.
and try to do the sauce, then I'm gonna overcook the noodles, because I know
So
they
now
need.
before you cook the noodles to save
Yeah.
some time, right? You can put the vegetables in first and take the vegetables out, so you don't
Oh,
have to
smart, look at you,
pots of
yeah.
water. That will save you a lot of time.
You are brilliant, because you guys, you may have noticed in the recipe, it says to blanch the greens, whether you're using bok choy, or spinach, like I am, or spinach, like I am, you want to add, you're gonna blanch it, and blanching means simply putting it in boiling water. You may be accustomed to seeing the terms blanch and shock together. So blanch and shock is when you put it in boiling water and then you quickly put it into, pretend this was full of ice. Ice water, you quickly take it from the hot water into the ice water, and that stops the cooking process. The blanching is what turns it like a brighter green color. It wakes up the vibrancy of the veggies, and that's what you want. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I don't need, I have tongs, okay. I'm gonna use this, and then I'm gonna use tongs to put this back out. Yay, and I'm gonna go, okay. Everything's working.
When you do spinach, you do less time because
Yeah.
it's very thin. When you do Chinese bok choy, it has a thick stem. Then you have to probably wait a little bit slightly longer time.
You
But
too, huh?
don't worry about it. Those are all vegetables that you can eat as salad, so
Yay.
you will not overcook. Okay. If you have a strainer, that will save you some more time.
A little bit, but then I gotta.
This is like a perfect dish for kids coming home from school
Ooh.
and they say, Mom, I'm hungry.
Yeah, because it cooks up so quickly, right? As long as you have all the ingredients together. You have all these ingredients in your pantry, y'all. Just cook it up in no time. So I'm gonna keep this here for now. All right. So, like I said, I'm gonna cover this, put it back on the stove to save hot, but I'm literally gonna cook the noodles when it's time. Just about. First, I want to get the sauce together. So for the sauce, you know what? I'm gonna do this. Hold on. Don't mind.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Karen,
Yeah.
don't pour it into there. Don't pour it into there. One easier way of another way of saving the time, right? Leave it. Let's do the mushroom, and then in the final you can put the spinach mixed with the mushroom together, so it will absorb the extra oil when you cook
Awesome.
it.
I want to use this bowl for the mushroom is the thing. So I'm just putting
Oh, okay.
I'm just putting it somewhere for now. So I'll put it in here. Yay. Okay, and now mushrooms. All right. Mushrooms here. Okay, what goes into the mushrooms according to the recipe? Yeah.
There is this very special pickled vegetable.
What's it called?
Pickled Sichuan yacai.
Okay. How do you spell that? Trying to see which one is that.
Yacai, it's the one in the bag.
Oh, they're both in bags. There's the fermented beans and then there's the
Okay.
green thing. Is that the green thing? This.
Yasumi yacai.
It's more brown than green. It's this, y'all.
Yes. Now I would
time
just
to add
start
that?
with half of it. Just add half of it.
It says
Unless
half a cup of this Sichuan preserved mustard green. And so this is half a cup. I'm going to put only a quarter cup.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
yes, I'll put a quarter.
Okay.
This is very salty. That's why I'm just asking you to put this. So
All right.
later on, after you mix, you feel like it's not salty enough, then you can.
Okay. Cool. Now what?
Now the thing, can you show them the bag, because this one is very special.
The fermented beans and you guys, I'm so happy. I also have a helper here in the kitchen with me. It's like, how do I do without her? I introduce you at the end. But this is that.
Yes. Can you guys see it? Say it says 水米 yatai, which means it has been chopped. That saves you a lot of time too.
And then there's this.
This is fermented, pickled. It's very healthy for you, and you do not need to cook it. You just have to add it.
It's
and
mustard
Karen,
greens, right? Mustard greens that you'd see in the grocery store, except that they pickle it. And then this is this traditional black beans just fermented? Look at that.
fermented, and I really like the version Karen bought. This is the soft one with a little bit
I
like
put all of it in there?
yes, all of it in it.
Right, cool.
Okay. Now
Now-
pay attention, that's the maximum you should put on about the black bean because black bean has a strong taste to it, all right? So some people like it, some people may not, and then when you have too much in it, it gives some bitter taste too. So that's why.
Mmm.
Now we have only 10 minutes left. I think you really should cook the noodle.
So,
Noodle in, we got 4 minutes to mix everything else.
okay, ginger, green onion. Nothing else goes on oh, this all goes into the heat though, right? I gotta put this back onto the stove. Ah,
Don't worry about that part for right now. Just cook the noodles.
I'm gonna do what Yi says, y'all. I'm gonna do what Yi says. So I'm putting this here.
Yi, we have a question from Ava about the mustard greens. Is that, or the topping, is that going to be used as a garnish, or is it being mixed in without being cooked, like the mustard
It's
greens?
mixed, yeah, it's mixed without being cooked. That
Right.
one can be used without cooking.
And is there a substitution that you would recommend for this? I know that it's a very special ingredient considering it's like pickled and
Yeah.
fermented mustard greens. Is there like something else that folks could use if they didn't have
Yeah,
that?
let me take one and I'll show you.
Great. We're getting a real life example from Yi. And
Great question. And I should have warned y'all, Ava is a returner, is a lifelong member of Beauty Fed Food. And she loves to cook Asian cuisine. So I'm not surprised she knows
Okay.
all the things and probably has all of these
Okay.
in her cabinet. I should have invited you over, Ava, to cook this with me. This is my first time. Can y'all see?
Okay, in case you guys cannot get this the shimi yatai, the Sichuan one, you can buy these ones. This is but you have to probably chop it yourself. It's the light flavored mustard tubers. That's what it's called. And this is also has been cooked already, and all you
Wait,
need to do is
Yi,
chop it.
you,
Okay.
you're showing your stuff? Can we spotlight Yi?
yeah,
So-
she's spotlighted.
Oh, she's just not spotlighted for me. Cool, there you go. Thank you.
Now when you cook the noodle, each different brand, even though it's all called ramen, every brand has a different cooking time. And what Karen doing right now is very good that she's stirring it so to make sure that it does not stick to the bottom. And to make your life easier when you cook it at home, you probably want to put more water than this, so it's easier.
Cool. I think a lot of it boiled out. 'Cause
Yeah. What's the instruction on the noodle you bought?
it said put it in boiling water and then leave it for 4 minutes. Let me see. Oh,
Okay, perfect.
let me read it. I'm gonna read. It says hot ramen. Boil the noodles. Put ramen noodles in boiling water and boil for 4 minutes. So let it boil.
Now,
And then
what's your plan? At the end, it's the mixing of the noodle with all the ingredients. So what's your plan, Karen? Where are you gonna mix them together?
That's a good thought. Yeah, I'm gonna mix them. Can I just mix everything together in this bowl? That was my plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when you mix when you mix them in this bowl, the sauce that the one we prepared first, don't
Yeah.
put all of them in. Okay.
Don't put all the sauce,
Uh,
right? A little bit.
Put everything else in.
Okay.
The sauce put a half first, and
Okay.
so you can taste it and figure out how much more to add. Just
Perfect.
give you
That sounds great. I love it. All right, let's do that. I'm just gonna clean up here. Yay. What else did you want
Now,
them to know?
meantime, we're waiting for the noodles to be cooked. Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah. Come on, ask your questions, people. Talk to us. We're not a TV show. Although it seems like that.
This is live.
We're
While,
live.
while we're waiting for some more
Water to boil.
questions, I can ask one, which is Yi, can you explain like a little bit more about Sichuan peppercorns? It's different from, you know, black pepper or like other types of pepper. And from what I understand, it has like you may feel like a numbing sensation on your
Yes.
tongue. So can Karen Yi, can you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, wish I know.
Sure. Actually, Sichuan peppercorn is only used in the Sichuan dish among Chinese cookings. So and it's a ingredients that's good for your health. That helps you to. That's the one that helps you to sweat. Okay. And now to make that taste good, you do have to counter it with salty taste as well. So the more peppercorns you add, then you more salt you have to add. So that's the ingredients you have to be adding very, very carefully. Now the peppers, right? The red peppers, it's different. It functions in your stomach. Well, the Sichuan peppercorn probably function more in your blood. Okay, so usually the two and also when you're cooking Chinese food with the red pepper sauce, it comes in two type. One is the dried peppers and one is fresh peppers. And in dandan noodle, we use the dried peppers.
And about that numbing sensation, it's real. I tasted a little bit just to see if the oil was, hold on, I'm trying to get you all to see the ingredients. There we go. To see if the oil was ready. And so I put some, yay. here we go. Yeah, I tasted some and I was like, and I tasted a little bit of heat. And then later I'm going about, you know, making the rest of the dish. I was like, why does my mouth feel numb? What's happening there? And then I remembered the pepper. Yep, that's what happens. It's real. Well, I don't know why that happens.
Yeah, that's why I highly recommend cook that, you know, or cook that, make it into a flavored oil so you can have a better control of it. Because if you chew one, accidentally chewed one in your mouth, then you're gonna probably jump.
Wait,
Okay,
okay. So.
great.
Ready for oil.
Now you normally I would do the mixing in a certain steps. Usually I will put the sauce. I'll mix the noodle first.
Okay.
Right, and then when you after you drain the noodles, I think we need probably 2 more minutes.
I think so too. Yep.
Okay, when you drain the noodles, after you drain the noodles, put a little bit sesame oil onto it, so that will help the noodle not to stick to each other, right? And if you're eating this during hot summer, one other thing you can do is after you drain the water out, you can pour the noodle into a cold ice water, so it cools it down. You can eat this dish hot or cold, either way, depending on the weather. In the winter, you can eat it hot. That will warm you up. Yeah, in the summer, you can eat it cold. That will open up your appetizer.
Yeah. Okay. I think the noodles might be ready now. I'm watching my
Okay.
thing. So that I can cook this bad boy up. So you want the noodles to be tender, but not too soft. You don't want it to be mushy. I hate mushy noodles. Mushy, I don't know. Too mushy. Ava, are you cooking with us? I can't see your screen, even if your camera is on.
No, I'm in the classroom today.
Glad you're here, honey, and the rest of y'all. Who here is a regular? I can't see all your names because it's spotlighted, but know that I'm happy you're here and I'm happy for the newcomers. Happy.
Yeah, and when we cook dandan noodle at home, we would actually mix a bit more the sauce, so this way we can have it for the next day, and that will save us some time. And also, you can, to be fun, you can test yourself to see how fast you can get this done. Because this is something that you can do with 2 or 3 fires at the same time. You can look at that as a game.
Yi, what is the fastest that you've been able to make this dish?
Say about 15 minutes.
That's great.
Wow. I don't think I've been able to do anything in 15 minutes, y'all. It's just not my talent. Huh? Okay. Oh, wow. They taste just like ramen, but not as curly. I love it. I love ramen noodles. My favorite. I like the chewiness. I don't know what's happening right now. But okay, let me turn this off. The heat. Oh, it's stuck. That's what happened.
Okay. Karen, you want to do the cold one or hot one today?
A hot one. Are the cold one is for summertime?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do the cold one. You're right. Let's do the
Okay,
cold
then just you can rinse it in cold water, whatever you want to do to lower the temperature.
Okay, let's do the cold one. Alright, well, lower the temp- lower the rinsing in cold water.
Ava also in the chat gave a recommendation for a restaurant in Flushing for their dandan noodles.
No way, word. I gotta come up, of course.
Called
Flushing.
White Bear in Flushing. I've heard of that. It's very famous, also for like maybe dumplings as well.
Yes, it's a very, very tiny small store.
Yeah.
You gotta try the not only dandan noodle, also they're very famous for wonton. They have
Oh,
big wonton, the Shanghai style wonton.
nice. Yeah, I told you.
Prince Street or Forties Road. Yeah.
Okay, so I've got my noodles. They've been rinsed and whatnot. Now what? What do I do? Tell me what to do.
Now you just put it into the bowl that you're gonna do the mixing.
Okay. This is the bowl, but this already has the mushrooms in it. Do I want to put this, separate this?
That's okay.
It's okay.
Oh yeah, or you can put the mushroom with the vegetables together.
Let me do that for now.
Now you put the noodle in. You add a little bit sesame oil. I think I see the sesame oil on your plate.
There. Oh, that happens. Welcome to my life. Sesame oil. Sesame oil.
Okay.
Put a little bit, you said?
You put the oil in first. That will help the flavor to go more evenly.
Ah.
Okay, now you can pour like half of the sauce you mixed before.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. And you heard Yi say that it's good to make extra sauce. I'm so glad I made extra sauce. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
And
just
how
put,
long does this sauce keep in the fridge, would you say?
I will usually only keep it for no more than 2 days because we do have some fresh ingredients in it.
Does it freeze well?
What?
Does it
The
freeze well?
greens?
No, the sauce.
The sauce?
Can I put the sauce in the freezer? Yeah.
Okay. Now you have a taste. After you mix, you have a taste and see how is it.
Okay.
And
But
then you
did you
decide
have
whether or not you want to add more.
I think I'll add a little bit more just because I want it a little saucier. Yeah, but I was asking, can I put the sauce in the freezer, the leftovers?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. To me,
No, it's better fresh. You want it fresh.
yeah,
The whole idea.
because of the garlic, after the garlic gets frozen and unfroze,
Yeah.
it may be meshy and that will. And if
Yeah.
you don't like the strong taste of the garlic, you can cook the garlic in the oil first as well. when you can put the garlic with the when you're cooking the mushroom or cooking the meat, you can put
Now
the
what?
garlic more at that time. Right now what Karen doing is she's putting the fresh garlic. Okay, which
I'm
some
not,
people love it, but some people don't like the strong taste. So that's another thing you can be flexible on.
I do want to cook it a little bit. All right, now what? We just
Okay,
want
now you can pour everything else into it.
The mushrooms. The mushrooms go
I'll
right.
probably do the mushroom first, and the green vegetable is the last thing I would pour, and then you put the green
Spice.
onion on top.
5 spices next.
Yeah, green onion is the last thing you put in.
Tell me what I put now. Let's go. We've got like 5 minutes. What do I go? What do I put? Just pour
Okay,
everything
now
out.
you mix the mushroom and the noodle first.
The ginger. This is the ginger. The ginger. You want me to mix first?
Yeah.
Where did I do with the?
You can put any other sauce.
What are you saying? More sauce?
Okay, cool.
Okay. Oh wow.
Now,
Then-
usually when we eat it, we will put this into separate bowls and then we put the vegetable on top, make it look nice.
Can you move the bowl to
Okay.
your right a little? Perfect. Yep.
Sorry,
Thank
you got
you.
fermented black beans next. Well, this
Yes.
isn't.
I think you already did, didn't you?
Yeah, I did that. I did that.
You did already, yeah.
So now we just have the sauces and things. So the honey. Yay. Oh, that's not helpful. The honey and then the peanut oil. Oh, I think I just poured that out. Ta-da. And then there's this. I don't know what this is. Okay.
Which one is this? That's
Oh,
the
the-
pepper
oh.
oil?
That's more of this Szechuan oil. It's not very peppery.
Oh, you already love it.
I don't even know what it's on. It's fine. So I think these are all the things.
Okay.
And the only thing I'm missing is the garlic. Hold on. Roll. Let's take the
What are you putting in?
This is
Garlic?
the garlic. I sauteed it just a little bit, just to take the.
Okay, wonderful.
And now I would add the greens and the scallions, but I could put that on in my own bowl, right?
Yes, you don't mix the green into the noodle. So
Okay.
this way it
How
looks good.
do How do they do it on the street? How do they present it to you? What does it look like when you get it?
Usually they will, put into a bowl and then they put some the green leaves on top. And then like a sprinkle of the onions, scallions, a little more.
Yeah, I'm done. Just trying to get the noodles in here without knocking off my iPad.
Okay. Yeah.
More.
While Karen is presenting the final dish, we wanted to ask, like, are you planning to make this dish? Because I know I am.
Yeah. Anybody planning to make this? Or a version of it? Or has it inspired you to make anything today? Because that happens too. What do you feel like cooking or eating for lunch? Or buying? Maybe you guys want to go to that restaurant Ava and Guy were just telling us about. I know I want to go. And Priya. But everybody
Yeah,
knows
there's one person that's no, I don't know if that's me because I don't know how to vote.
that. Oh shoot. All right, so I've got this in. Now I add my scallions. Where do my crushed nuts come in? The peanut.
Do you guys have any question? Perfect.
Where do the peanuts come in?
The peanuts is also at this moment. Yes.
Put it on now?
Mhm.
Okay, do I get to eat it now? Is that time? Is it time? to eat?
Now you can eat it. Yes.
Yes. You see this, guys? Look at this. With the spinach. Oh, look how pretty that is. Can y'all see? Can y'all see? Okay, watch me dance. That's how you know that I really like it. My body cannot help it. If the food is good and my body knows it, it just starts to do a thing. It moves, it moves.
Oh, that looks so fresh and delicious. It's a perfect for this, what, 80, 85-degree day in New York.
Mm. Mm. I love that the greens still have some texture to it. It's not mushy. So there's like the crunch. There's a crunch from the peanuts. That, I don't know, that gooey softness from those noodles. I love Szechuan. I love, what noodles are these? Freaking, you know, what noodles these are. I love them. I didn't know that you can buy them straight, right? Ramen. But the texture is just perfect for me. So that plus the mushrooms add a thing. I don't know what it tastes like traditionally with the pork, but this with the mushroom is delicious. Y'all should definitely.
And one, yeah,
Well-
and one other thing, don't feel free to eat it with fork, okay? In my
Oh,
house,
right.
like it's using the fork. You don't have to use the chopstick.
But I bought chopsticks. I asked she to show me how to use it with chopsticks, and she said, "No, just get a fork." I was like, "No, I want." So wait, we got time. You're gonna show me.
Anybody have any question? Anything you're not sure of?
I forgot I bought these bad boys, and these are reusable ones, y'all. So I'm trying to be good to the environment. Sometimes I think about it. Yeah, any
All
questions?
right.
Any thought? You know what I want to know? Do folks, what street foods are popular in your culture? Because every culture has those foods that are sold in the street that everybody loves to go and buy, like the local, that the locals really enjoy. What are those foods?
Oh, well,
where you're from?
yeah, a quick thought. If
What
you
else?
guys don't like vinegar, you can even use lemon to substitute for vinegar.
I'm gonna see.
Be creative.
Be creative. And
Yeah.
try it.
The only key thing is here is the noodle. That is something probably you need to test to see which ones you like. Noodle comes in different thickness, so they different time to cook, and different chewiness too. So everybody has a different favor to a certain brand. So that's something you guys can test.
Great. Well, Karen Yi, thank you both so much for this fabulous cooking demo. If folks have answers regarding the street food, please feel free to drop it in the chat while I talk a little bit about some upcoming events from Workwell. But again, this was a really fabulous and informative demo. There were a lot of interesting ingredients that might be new to some folks, as they were mentioning in the chat. But I think this really shows, don't be intimidated, like head out to your Asian supermarkets and like try some of these new ingredients. A lot of them have a pretty strong like shelf life. So, try a little bit, put it in the fridge. But yeah, I'll definitely be trying this recipe.
Huh?
Oh yeah, Karen Yi, do you want to add anything before I jump into the upcoming events?
Oh,
No.
that's it. Enjoy yourself. Have a wonderful summer.
Yeah. Yi, thank you so much for joining me here. You added so much to it. I'm really glad. The conversation was really rich with you. Mwah. Oh, let me show you. Do you see my
Okay.
chopsticks? Me use the chopsticks, you guys? Did you see me use?
Great. Thank you everyone for joining. So very quickly, just to let you know what else Workwell has in store. In June, we have our summer stretch coming up where we're celebrating International Yoga Day. So if you'd like to know more about the classes that Workwell will be offering with Shape Up NYC, you can take a look at the schedule and register accordingly. We also have our July Hydration campaign and event coming up. So we are challenging you to stay hydrated all summer. We'll have a water tracker. We'll also have an event where we are giving away water bottles as well. So feel free to take a look at that at our upcoming events. We also have a partnership with Weight Watchers for city employees. If you're interested in that program, you can take a look at our discount membership options at the link shown on the screen. And that's about it. I'm launching one more poll to see if folks enjoyed this demo. But thank you again for joining. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us at any of our handles listed here. But yes, thank you so much for joining. And thank you again, Karen and Yi, for this fabulous informative demo. Take care, everybody.
Such great messages in the chat, you guys. I love it. Okay, but also this looks amazing. John says the urban rain, which we made with vegetables or meat. John says chicken chow mein is also delicious. Many thanks. Sky Foods is another place we recommend for get this dish washing. Darrell is very hungry now. Sorry. We encourage people to come here.